Hi everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout for Scrap Academy. Today's challenge is the Christmas party challenges over at Scrap Academy, and today's challenge is White Christmas, which means you need to create a white on white layout or an entirely white layout, however you want to put it. So when it comes to white on white layouts, some people will put off by these, but I find them beautiful and a real challenge and very Christmassy, and just every white on white layout I've ever created has always been kind of magical and wonderful. I've always really loved what I've made, so I jumped at the chance to do this challenge. So when it comes to doing a white on white layout, texture is your friend. So if you just have just white paper or white card and only that, then yes, things might be a bit dull, but as I say, texture and shapes really are your friend. So I'm doing a foundation page for my December album. So it's day 19. Ignore the little gnome over on the right hand side. He's for a different layout. He won't be used today. But this is like a double spread, so the gnome will be used on a different day. So what I've started off by doing is creating my 6x8 layout, and I have covered the entire thing with a stencil, so it's got stars and tiny stars and spots, and I've put some texture paste through the stencil. It's one by Shimmers, and I've covered the entire background. Before it's dried, I've then sprinkled glitter all over the texture paste so that it will pick up the glitter. Now this is like an iridescent white glitter, so it's still white even though it's sparkly, so it's just sparkly, not silver glitter. So now what I've done is I've cut a whole bunch of cut files. So this is the star wreath, I think it's called, from Pear Tree Cut Files, and I've cut it about 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 9 or 10 times, and the idea, and they're quite small. I've cut them, I've deliberately done them quite small, so they're about 2.5 inches in diameter total. What I've done is I've cut it loads of times, and then I'm layering them onto my background, sticking them down with some just some wet glue, and then I have arranged some over so that they hang off of the edges. That gives more of a random feel to the pattern, or a complete feel. Then the bits that I've trimmed off the side, I'm now positioning in the gaps that I've got on the edges of the layout as well. So the whole layout really is covered in these beautiful star wreath cut files, again cut from white card. So I've now got 2 different textures on my background. I've got the texture paste with the glitter, and now I have got the star wreaths that are stuck all over my background. So that is my background ready. So like I said, texture is your friend. So now I'm moving on to what's going to be my page itself. So I'm going to make an envelope. Now again, like I said, textures and different things in white are your friend. So I've got vellum, I've got tissue paper, I've got my embossing folders out, so that I can make different types of things and different white textures. So I'm making an envelope out of vellum, so I just use my little We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board. I'm making 2 envelopes, a small one and a large one. I think the large one's about 4 by 4. There it is there. Just sticking those together, and they are going to be sitting on the page like that. So this page is going to go inside a page protector and will still be kind of an interactive page because the photos will sit inside the envelope, the big envelope. The little one is purely for decoration. But I've positioned it quite close to the top of the page so that I can then reach into the page protector and pull out my photos if need be. I don't know what will happen that day, so I might just have one little photo that I can stick in, and I won't need to pull it out of the envelope, although my journaling will probably have to be hidden behind it. So yeah, anyway, I'll figure that out on day 19. I have used my run some white card through one of my favourite embossing folders. It's called Swiss Dots or something like that. It's just a dotty embossing folder. So though I've cut 2 pieces of white card that will go inside the large envelope, one will probably hold my photo, one will probably hold my journaling. I'll probably have to write on the back because I won't be able to write on the embossed piece. it won't work. I could get creative and do some journaling strips or something else. Now into my little envelope, which is purely for decoration, I've put a piece of tissue paper. I've double plied it so that I've got 2 layers, so that it kind of shows, just gives another soft white texture. And then on top of the envelopes, the lower envelope itself, I've got a number of star die cuts that I've cut from my Big Shot machine, so just using some nesting star dies. And I've also cut some like foliage from a Sizzix Tim Holtz set of dies as well. So I've just cut a number of those, all out of white, as you can see. I've also got a white glittery circle that I punched, and I've just layered those together. Now my numbers are pre-printed, but I had to abandon my number 19 because it was red. So although that would have looked really awesome to have one pop of red in the middle, but this is a white on white challenge, so I'm going to go with it. So I've used some old thickers I had in my stash that are white glitter, so I've just put number 19 on there in the white glitter. I'm now adding these really cool little raindrops, I believe that they're called. They are new to me. I'm just trying to see if I can find them. Hold on, so I can tell you exactly what they are. Here they are. They are by Lucy's Cards, in her little shop called Lucy's Shop. They're called raindrops, and they are just lovely little drops of rain. They're see-through, and they're just really pretty. So I've stuck a number of those all over my background, and now I'm coming in with some sequins. These are Spiegelmum scrap sequins. I had to go through various different sets to find some white ones and kind of silvery white ones. And I had some white snowflake sequins as well, and I had some glittery iridescent sequins. So I had, but they were all in different sets. So I had to go through my Spiegelmum scraps collection and find some sequins that worked for this layout, and now I'm just going to get those stuck in place as well. So yeah, that pretty much is my white on white layout complete. It is it's like I said, every layout I make that's white on white is truly magical and really, really beautiful. So it's really hard to show you this layout and to photograph it well, and for it to capture the real magic that is there. It's just so Christmassy and so sparkly and so pretty. So it's really hard for me to show it to you properly, but I would urge you to try and make one of these layouts and see if you like it. I've ramped up the contrast here on these photos so you can see the different layers. Anyway, I hope you've been inspired by this challenge. You have quite a long deadline. It's not until the beginning of January, so please play along with the challenges. I can't wait to see what you create. Thank you so much for joining me today. That was Nikki Rowland for Scrap Academy.